Grant,
Yes, ma'am.
you missed the aircrew meeting. Everything all right?
Yeah, I got caught up at the pharmacy and long lines and stuff, so.
Well, don't forget the standing val at 1000. It's a go, no-go task starting today.
I'll be there.
We're here today to verify that your practical skills are up to par, to check your job knowledge, and to ensure that you have not become complacent. It's very important you understand this material cold for mission requirements. If you don't pass, your flight commander and chain of command will be notified. You will be grounded until a passing score is received. Good luck.
All right, everybody. Who wants to collaborate to graduate? Hey, Jasdorf, what'd you get for number 1?
He knew I wanted no part of his collaboration. And that's why he singled me out. And if I didn't join in while everyone else was on board, then I would have been the bad guy and he would have come out unscathed again. Maybe it's his looks or his personality, but he's constantly getting away with things. I can't even count how many times I've seen the guy talking on his phone while walking, or showing up late to briefs and debriefs. I mean, you name it, he's done it.
Do I believe he went to the pharmacy? Well, when it comes to my team, I have complete trust. So if he said he went to the pharmacy, then he did. That's how I work. That's how my team works. An airman's word must be our bond. We don't pencil whip reports, we don't cover up violations, we don't falsify documents, and we certainly don't provide misleading information on our whereabouts. Bottom line, we don't lie, and we can't justify any deviation.
Would you call Grant trustworthy?
Yeah, I think so. But he does seem to tiptoe the line. His hair standards, arriving late to meetings, giving questionable excuses when he's not where he's expected to be. He should be setting a standard for young airmen. Instead, it feels like he chooses when rules do or do not apply to him. He plays it off as ignorance, which somehow comes across as witty and charming, but nonetheless, ignorance should never be an excuse.
He knows the rules. He just works in that gray area. We went on a trip this time where breakfast and lunch was provided, and when we went to fill out the vouchers, he claimed full per diem. I didn't think that was the honest thing to do, but he just left it as is. I reminded him that submitting fraudulent documents is a punishable offense. His response? No one bothers to make all those adjustments, and no one checks to see what meals you actually ate. Just claim it. It'll be easier for everyone. I hate to admit it, but he made a pretty convincing argument.
And did you claim full per diem then?
No.
He definitely falls into the smooth talker category. He's got this swagger about him. Doesn't seem to bother most people, but it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Maybe it's because I'm around him a lot more. I just see how he can be cavalier about some things. I mean, he raced through this morning safety brief and just answered the questions with this nonchalant bravado. People think it's funny, but I don't understand the appeal of it.
Have you
Well, about a month ago, he was supposed to submit a quarterly package for Staff Sergeant Smith. I haven't seen it. So I texted him this morning to follow up. And he texted me back saying, I don't have time to work on it. You put it together. Use the one from last quarter or take bullets from Tech Sergeant Plunkett's. That's good enough.
I've been training with Captain Grant for a few weeks now, and honestly, that's just his personality. He's a good pilot, fun to fly with. That's why everyone wants to work with him. Now, sure, there's been a couple instances I've expressed concern about things that don't seem right. But he always says, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. He's one of the best in ops group, so why wouldn't I trust him?
What is something that concerned you?
One time, I dropped a pen beneath my seat before takeoff. You're not supposed to abandon any foreign objects in the cockpit, as it is a major safety concern. So I told the captain about it, and he said, leave it be. So I did. To the best of my knowledge, it's still there.
You don't seem comfortable with that.
Captain Grant is a fast burner, checks all the boxes, and is moving well in his career. So of course I want to prove to him that I'm a good pilot too. What I've come to notice is that he views procedural tasks as cumbersome, with steps that can be bypassed without risking loss in efficiency or safety. You're asking me if I'm comfortable with that. My answer is no, I'm not. But who am I going to tell that to?
Cutting corners? I think that's a little harsh. If anything, I'd say I'm altering steps that are redundant or inefficient. I mean, come on, you can't tell me that over time, some of these processes are just overlap each other or require redundant efforts or just are too complex to begin with. I mean, it happens all the time. Someone's always trying to change or add on to one of these procedures just for the sake of doing so. It's bureaucracy at its finest, right?
But you're not worried about quality and safety?
I've been in an operational flying unit for quite some time now, and I think I know how to do my job with the quality and the safety of my airmen in mind.
Maybe it's his looks or his personality, but he's constantly getting away with things.
He definitely falls into the smooth talker category. He's got this swagger about him.
His hair standards, arriving late to meetings, giving questionable excuses when he's not where he's expected to be.
He knows the rules. He just works in that gray area.
Someone's always trying to change or add on to one of these procedures just for the sake of doing so. It's bureaucracy at its finest, right?
You're asking me if I'm comfortable with that. My answer is no, I'm not. But who am I going to tell that to?
Tragedy struck the United States Air Force yesterday when 2 pilots were killed during a training flight. The crash happened just after 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, with the exact cause of the accident still under investigation. According to officials, the airmen killed have been identified as Captain Max Grant and Lieutenant Nancy Sabin. Both families were notified last night. As of today, flying operations on the base have been suspended and will likely continue into tomorrow. We'll keep you up to date as we cover this developing story.